Hello, welcome to AI Product 101, the new era of product management. I'm Vidra Vijay Kaur. And today we are diving deep into what it really takes to be an AI product manager in 2025. If you have ever wondered how AI products are built, managed, and scaled, if you're considering a career transition to AI product management, this series is for you. We'll cover everything from the technical foundation to the strategic thinking that separates great AI PMs from the rest. By the end of this series, you will understand the four core responsibilities of AI product management, essential skills you need to develop, and how to collaborate effectively across business, research, and engineering teams. So let's get started. So you all are thinking, why AI needs specialized product managers? I would like to share my personal experience when I was in Omdena. So in Omdena, I was working as a product owner for several projects. So when I was working a product manager for several projects, what I have understood is like AI is a universal tool and it powers everything from voice assistant recommendation engines. But building an AI product is not just a software development. It's a brand new discipline. It doesn't mean you have to learn new things like new area of expertise. It just use your logic, but you have to use your logic and you have to use the perspective of machine learning and AI discipline and go into what we already know. So that's about it. So I would like to discuss four things you have to focus about. The first one is the data driven decision. If you don't have data, if you don't have sufficient data to power up your project, no data means no AI. So unlike traditional software, AI products depend entirely on data quality and model performance. And the second thing is ethics and governance. AI decision impact lives. Bias, fairness, and transparency are very critical. And the third one is the continuous learning. As we can see in CI/CD as well, the AI models in here drift over time and require constant monitoring and retrain. So the continuous learning is a like important thing. And the fourth one is cross-functional complexity. Bridging the business, research, and engineering, and these things in the same place is very important to have a good quality product to the company. So those four things we need to more focus about. And you're thinking, what do we need to do, to have this AIP? So in the video series, I'm going to talk about each by each, separate sections about how you want to be prepared to be a AI product manager and the differences and everything. So don't worry. And another thing that you have to understand is AI product manager don't need to write code day to day. Most people are asking if we move into AI, do we have to write everything? Do we have to write codes for AI? If someone from the team is not fluent enough. No, that's not the case. They don't need to write code every day, but they must fluently discuss model architectures, data schemas, performance trade-offs with engineers and data scientists. Overall, you should have an idea about what you are doing right now throughout the project journey. Without that understanding about how to perform your and how to conduct your team with the AI powered architecture, model architecture or data scheme, so that might be a problem. So model architecture wise, for example, we can take maybe understanding large language models or RNNs, transformers and their use case. For the data schemas, we can get idea about how data flows through your ML pipeline and performance trade-offs. Like we can take memory versus speed or accuracy versus interpretability and machine learning operator lifecycle. So deployment, monitoring, and scaling consideration. So these key things that AI PM should know. So people are asking, how does AI PM interact with different parties? So this is simple as like this. So AI PM typically have to deal with three parties. The first one is the business level. So the team that focuses on strategic business goals such as revenue and growth. And we have to integrate that team as a AI PM. And the second one is the AI ML research and engineering. Of course, the teams that train and deploy models that provide a smart experience to users. That's the core key thing. And the third one is the research and development, specifically UX. So the team that designs user experience by deeply understanding the market needs and like emerging the opportunities so we can ensure that solutions stay relevant and valuable. So these three key things are interconnected together via the AI PM. So AI PM live at the intersection of these three critical dots, ensuring all teams move in lockstep. And if you're talking about what are the essential AI PM skills, because like every product manager asks like, okay, so what are the skills that we need to develop to move into AI? Well, it's not like that hard. So you need to have like four key things. The first one is the technical fluency. Of course, you have to understand, of course, the basic AI, ML, LLM, and everything. And on that, you have to understand the model architectures and data model lifecycle works and data schemas and everything. So you have to have that like overall idea of that technical fluency. And so that's the first one. And the second one is the metric literacy. So beyond revenue, you have to have that precision, recall, latency, throughput, and any evaluation matrices may be relevant to large language model or generation matrices or retrieval matrices, those things. You have to have that matrices literacy. And the third one is the stakeholder alike. So translating ML concept into like business impact. That's very important. So you have to have that idea very well in order to like secure your product with the business. And the fourth one is the regulatory awareness. So regulatory awareness means like GDPR, CCPA, FDA compliance across markets, like any other relevant regulatory that we need to align with our product. So these four things, technical fluency, metrics literacy, stakeholder alignment, and regulatory awareness, these four things that you need to get on with. And how would your cross-functional AI team look like? Well, it's not like very different from the usual development team that usually we have. So the first one that we have data scientist. So the data scientist collaborating on feature engineering and model deployment. And we have ML ops lead, scaling pipeline and managing infrastructure. And the third one is UX researcher. So the designing model feedback loops and user interaction. And fourth one is it's a kind of like a legal and privacy thing, but we need to have that very essential to the product development. Approving the data usage and ensuring compliance, it's good to have. Some companies must have. And business analyst measuring impact and ROI of the overall development. And the sixth one, and the last one is platform engineer. So the build is scalable infrastructure. So these six roles are living in every team, but the terms that we are using to that person might be different company to company. So you might don't have like UX researcher, but that the role itself and the functionality will be handled by like a different name, like separate title, separate job function. But the role and the key functionality is there. So these key functionality, six key functionality should included in the AI team to have us like we need to like in order to get like a successful AI product. So this cross-functional AI team is very important in your company, in your like domain. So what are the key takeaways that we can take? What we have talked. So in the discussion we have talked about like AI PMs are specialists, not generalists. They can master data, model, and uncertainty. So as I mentioned in earlier, without data, you don't have AIM. So data is very essential. So the data is the new oil equivalent thing in the 21st century. So you have to be master of data if you want to be an AIPM. And the second thing that I have talked about is core risk responsibilities, that data pipeline, model governance, ethics, and lifecycle management. So we are going to talk about more about these responsibilities and like the tasks that usually AI PM have, like the core skills in the second video as well. So we have talked about the core AI skills in here, but we are going to talk about the core responsibilities in the second video. And you understood like technical fluency, metric literacy, stakeholder alignment, and regulatory know-how. So those things you have understood, and what the like cross-functional like your AI team consists of. and what are the roles that we have, what are the key functionality you should have, and collaboration across the business, R&D, and D, and engineering is essential. So these key takeaways you have take from my video. So I hope you are ready for the frontier. So if you're excited by the data-driven products, ready to navigate complexity, so AI product management could be your next career step. So subscribe with AI for AI PM insights. So thank you for hearing me out.